Suki. Suki, I was at the gym today. And,
Is that what I called you and you didn't pick up the phone?
I always have my headphones on. And you know what song I had on loop and I was just walking to and walking to and walking to? You know what song?
I don't know because we love music, but...
Because being without you takes a lot of getting used to. She learned to live with it, Suki.
But I don't want to.
Being without you is all a big mistake.
Can I tell you something? Instead of getting any easier.
Do I sound like Bill Champlin at all or no?
Nope.
Nothing,
neither do I. But our next guest is a phenomenal singer, songwriter in one of the biggest bands in the world.
Yeah, Suki. But listen, I don't want you to prematurely introduce Bill.
Okay.
We didn't start the show yet. We're letting everybody load up. We have an amazing show today. It's actually, Suki, we are right smack in the middle. And we'll say this again once we start the show up. It's our second anniversary here on the Suki and Scott Show.
We made it to 2 years.
Yes, 200. Listen, the pandemic came in 2 years ago, Suki, and so did we. And the pandemic is still here, and so are we. Listen, I think we may have affected people a little more positively than the pandemic over the last 2 years, 280 shows.
Scotty, I think we have, and that was the aim of starting this show, was to reach out and be a place where we can have conversations that are healthy, fun, informative, engaging, connecting people, and also a little bit of nostalgia. Because the reality is a lot of us remember how it used to be. And back when the pandemic was in its, it still hasn't gone away, but back in the days of when we were all in the throes of it.
When you were scrubbing your groceries, Suki, back in those days.
This was a way to connect with everybody and think about all the things that used to make us feel so good.
That is true, Suki. And listen, 280 shows later, we're hitting it up on MeTV. We're on the folks at View It. Don't forget, we're still the #1 show on Stir, a part of the Sinclair broadcasting platform. And we have had so many great guests on. I'm looking forward to today. Bill Champlin is here, of course, of Chicago fame, Grammy Award winner twice. Chicago fame, yes. We had Jeff Coffey was on from Chicago, Chicago the later years. He was also such a talented guy. And then coming up a little later on, Cindy Cowan, who is a big Hollywood heavy hitter filmmaker. Cindy's coming up, and it's just an amazing way to celebrate 2 years. Of course, we'll have a couple of flashbacks today, but Bill Champlin coming up on the other side. You ready to get this party started, Sue?
Always ready, Scotty, with you by my side. Let's do it. The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the 7 of Hearts. Woo! Exactly!
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor.
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Suki, we laughed together. What happened? Did you lose a light?
I'm just getting closer, and then the camera's going to readjust, hopefully. There you go. We're always dealing with stuff. It's,
You still don't have this technical thing down, huh?
You think we would. You think I'd have, like, this big light on my butt right now.
Suki, what a show we have today. We're celebrating 2 years of the Suki and Scott Show. Now you look perfect. Bill Champlin's coming up, singer, songwriter, two-time Grammy Award winner, of course, met many years in the group Chicago, Sons of Champlin. He's got it all going on. The guy is a tremendous, tremendous talent. And Cindy Cowan coming up later on from Cindy Cowan Entertainment. She produced such movies such as Very Bad Things. You remember that movie, Sue?
Yeah, sure.
Very Bad Things with Cameron Diaz. And John Favreau and Christian Slater.
Remember when none of us knew how to say his name? We're like, John
Favreau.
But
yeah, we got great shows coming up, and it's all good, babe. Just next week we have one show, and then you and I are both off on our different travels.
Yeah, our kids are on vacation, so we're just taking off. Take it off.
You on your way to Puerto Rico? I'm going to go over to Spain, visit my kid who's over there in college, and it's going to be great. Listen, before we bring Bill on, I saw something online today.
I've seen this before.
Have you seen this before? I want to show our viewers.
Everybody has.
It's very possible because it's the year anniversary of this particular video.
Okay.
So basically, there was a lawyer who joined in on a Zoom. It was like the 522nd Congressional Court. They were in session. I don't even remember what the case was, but all the lawyers popped in on the Zoom with the judge. And one of the lawyers had a little trouble with his Zoom filter. And here he is. Take a look.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that. I think if you click the up arrow next to this,
I am not a cat.
How great is that?
No, the best thing is his face. He's like, "Oh, Judge." Like,
yeah. The other guy, the guy up on top, you can
oh
say,
my God, he's hysterical.
He's a good old Southern boy. He's got his, he's waiting to go, and he wants to laugh, but he can't. I thought that was great. But listen, are you ready to bring in Bill Champlin? So anyway, Suki, 2 Grammy Awards for Bill Champlin. He co-wrote "After the Love Is Gone" for Earth, Wind and Fire.
After the love is gone.
It used to be right is wrong. And "Turn Your Love Around," George Benson.
Turn your love around. George Benson.
Don't you turn me down. But of course, spent about 18 years as the keyboardist vocalist for Chicago, responsible for singing some of their biggest hits ever. Hard Habit to Break, Look Away, Baby, Look Away. Here's Bill Champlin, and then we're going to bring him in on the other side. Take a little listen. Enjoy this.
I was acting as if you're lucky to have me. Do you a favor. But then you were gone, and it all was wrong. Had no idea how much I cared. Being without you takes a lot of getting used to. After all of these years, I'm still trying to shake it, shake it, shake it. Doing much better, but deep in the night, it's an endless fight. I can't get you out of my mind. Now I'm addicted to you, baby. Oh, habit to break. Such a hard life.
I'm addicted
to you, Bill.
Bill, welcome aboard, my friend. How are you, pal?
Yeah. Hey, you said 18 years with Chicago is actually 28 years.
Oh, 20. I'm sorry. I dropped a 10 spot on you. Okay.
Dropped a 10 spot on you. You owe me $10, big fella. Hey, you guys are rocking, man. What's going on?
Bill, thanks for coming on. We're so excited to have you.
Suki, you're in the kitchen, huh?
You know what? It started out in the kitchen, and we're gonna move it somewhere, and it just kind of turned into this kitschy thing. And so I'm in the kitchen, and I'm staying in the kitchen.
I'm sitting out here in the living room at the piano where we've been rehearsing for a gig this weekend.
Listen,
nice.
Bill, tell everybody about the picture behind you, first of all, out of curiosity.
Well, this picture behind me. Let me get my ugly head out of the way.
Oh, look at that! Nice.
That's a picture by an artist named Vladimir Kush, and we had another piece by him. Let me show you. Another piece.
Going around the room.
Yeah,
look at that.
He's an amazing artist. We got actually another artist, Ruby Mazer, who's the guy who did the Rolling Stone logo, the lips and the tongue thing that guys are still using it.
Wow.
Ruby turned me on to Vladimir, and then he had a gallery in Las Vegas. Tamara and I were walking by it, and they just closed. I mean, there's still people in the gallery, but Tamara saw this picture and she just went, "Oh my God, Bill, there's your album cover right there."
There it is.
So we went in and worked a deal with them. We licensed it from them. So we did, we made all the right moves. But it's a beautiful piece, and I just love it with the keyboard down below.
Oh yeah, it's great. You got the seagulls. And Bill, this is a new album coming out for you.
No, it's been out for about a year, but
so that's what I was going to say. It's been out for a year.
Yeah.
But this is now. Is this Living for Your Love? Is this a compilation of? Is this all new material or a compilation?
All new stuff. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was what I call my pandemic album. I could either sit down and watch TV for a year, or I'd go to the workstation and go to work. So I just decided maybe it's time to do a record. So Tamara and I wrote a good portion of it. She's a great songwriter and singer that I work with all the time. And after I left Chicago in 2009, I just went. Me and Tamara are working together all the time now. Forget about it.
And,
and I don't want to burn up the phone lines for another 16-something years.
I love it. I like you read about the history of you in Chicago, and we'll kind of work it backwards. One day there was a press release that you were leaving after 28 years. So what was it that made you leave this ultra successful band?
It just wasn't working. There was, you could probably say, well, it was this or that. And at the time it felt like this or that, but it just wasn't working. It wasn't the way we were performing it, what was happening, how we were dealing with the music and everything. It was just, wasn't blowing my skirts up very much. And it was pretty obvious that I was like kind of unhappy with it. So it was probably better for them and better for me. And they ended up getting Jeff Coffey, and he's a kick in the butt, man.
Yeah, we had Jeff on, and he's such a talented guy as well.
Sweetie pie, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah,
I met him afterwards.
When you were 18 in San Francisco, right? I mean, this is the crazy thing that you've been doing what you love since you were 18 years old.
I joined the Musicians Union when I was 14.
Whoa.
That is
I'm on a first name basis with all those guys.
With the guys.
Hey, what are the dues this year? Well, for you,
where's my health insurance?
Yeah, right.
Now, when you were with Chicago in that 28 years, obviously so many hits, and the one that we associate you with, "Hard Habit to Break," "Look Away," which I think was their last number one hit, right?
I think "Look Away" was a pretty big record. No, they actually had a number one AC hit called "Here in My Heart,"
right?
That was let me see. James Newton Howard produced it and co-wrote the song, and Glenn Ballard was a co-writer on the song. And Glenn was just coming off all that big record with Alanis Morissette. So Glenn was kicking like a mule.
Yeah.
So, and I went and they were doing a movie, and James called me and said, "Could you I need some kissy face music for the middle of the movie, And I went and sang a verse of it, and he went, "Whoa, this is coming out of the movie. We got to make a record out of this." And,
wow.
And about a month later, Chicago's office called him and asked him if he wanted to produce a record. And he went, "I got just the thing, So he called me and said, "Should I send him this?" I said, "Yeah, don't tell him it's me singing."
That's great.
So he sent it over there, and they said, "Wow, this guy's this is really good a good song. We should, Chicago should do it. Maybe we can get their singer to coach Jason on it." The secretary walked in the office and he went, "You don't get it? That's Bill. He's in the band. Don't worry about it. You're pretty well covered." These guys that didn't even know who it was. So we recut it again. I think changed keys, did some other stuff. And James he's an amazing soundtrack composer and an old friend and a great songwriter. So it was a match made in heaven.
And Bill, you know one of our good friends, Frankie Previtt.
Yeah, Frankie.
You know, I haven't met Frankie, but we're gonna work together this weekend, and Tamara's actually gonna sing one of his bigger songs with him on the show.
Hungry Eyes, Time of My Life.
Time of My Life, I think. But, his wife usually does the song with him, but I think she's having surgery on her ankle or her knee or something. She had some kind of surgery.
Yeah, Frankie.
Hey, somebody in a hospital without COVID? Rare.
Bill, listen, let me just ask you one more thing about Chicago, because I know you said it wasn't working for you toward the end there.
It just wasn't for them or for me. You know, it's just the way it worked.
When you guys were in the heyday together, was there a camaraderie amongst the band, or it was kind of like, were you just showing up for work every day?
Well, you know, I mean, it kind of ends up that way. But I mean, at one point we were going bowling every Wednesday morning.
Really?
Until the fans got wind of it. The next thing you know, it looked like a pro bowling on TV. And I said, well, I just want to go bowling. I don't want to have to just sign autographs and do all that kind of stuff. I mean, and this is just actually when we were on like 6 months off or something like that. And we just all went bowling. And I think Peter ended up being probably one of the better bowlers.
He was the better bowler?
Yeah. Everybody was pretty good. Danny was pretty good, you know.
I always love the publicity shots. Can you put that picture back up in the 80s, Scotty?
Yeah.
All right. So, Phil, you got to talk about that look.
Nobody is that young. Give me a break.
Wait, Bill, so you're down bottom right? Is that you, or you're up in the middle there? Is that you?
I'm on the right-hand side with the guy with the beard and
the beard. Wow. Okay.
With the sleeves kind of rolled up on a coat. Yeah.
That is great. So basically this guy right here.
That guy. That's the one.
That guy.
Nice. All right. Listen, you could
have. I wonder what kind of mic that is. It's a strange looking microphone.
Yeah. You got the Frank Serpico look.
Yeah. Right. There's the these are like my weapons of choice. Let me see. I need a Neumann. Give me an AKG. What's going on? You know, part of the deal. I mean, I did so many background vocals and stuff over a period of time. After I left the Suns in 1977, moved to Los Angeles, I just kind of found myself, thanks to David Foster and Jay Graydon, they got me a lot of, they were doing a lot of sessions playing on the basics. And they said to the producers, hey, when it's time to do backgrounds on this, you should call Bill. He's new in town. He's really good. And kind of handed me a career as a background arranger and singer.
Yeah, you were like Lou Rawls, Elton John, people like that, right?
It was great to work with Lou Rawls, and I could say, Lou, you were my teacher when I was a kid. He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Just for phrasing, there's nobody phrased it better than Lou did. I mean, he was amazing."
You'll never find.
Yeah, I'm talking about before that. Really? What was this? What was it? I was born in a dog. Remember that?
Yeah.
That goes back. A lot of people don't remember that at all. Tobacco Road was like his first really big radio hit.
Oh my God!
He had 23 albums on Capitol, and then went off of Capitol, and I think he went to MGM for a minute. And he had a song called I can't remember what it was. "Love's a Hurting Thing" on a different label. I mean, he had an amazing career, just smoking.
Yeah.
Great singer, really great singer. Funny. It was a good hang. We used to laugh awful lot.
What did you learn from them that you carried on to your career?
With Lou, it was more of a musical thing than anything else. His back phrasing was so kind of cool. I said, "Lou, where'd you get this all back phrasing business?" And he said, "Well, I forgot the words till the last minute, to the last second." I said, "You lying sack."
So wait. Explain what back phrasing is. I don't know.
Well, you could sing it right on the front edge. Like, for instance, Michael Jackson's right way up front. He was all of his as far as where the time is. Lou is singing on the back end. And the guy who's most known for singing on the back end of the beat is D'Angelo. People are going, "Wow, look how back he's singing all this stuff." Man, that's never happened before. And I went, wrong. Lou was doing this 25, 30 years ago, the Sam Cooke song, "If you ever
Yeah.
Change your mind. It's basically a duet, and it was Lou, the other singer on that record. So next time you hear it on a oldies radio or something, you'll go where he goes, yeah, 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 yeah. You'll go, yep, that's Lou.
Man, I love these stories. So, Bill, listen, 1979, right? You get a Grammy for After the Love Is Gone, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Well, it was in 80, but it was for 1979.
For 1970, and then for 80, you got a Grammy for Turn Your Love Around.
George 81. We got it in 82, but it was for 81. I just figured, hey, I'm going to get a Grammy every 2 years.
Every 2 years?
Wrong.
Now you wrote those with David Foster, or one of them, or both?
I wrote the first one, After the Love Has Gone. I wrote with David and Jay Graydon. I mean, they started the tune, and David said, "Hey, how about taking one of your tunes off your album and just put this one on?" Because we're just coming to the end of my first solo album, and he sort of played it for me and says, "Man, in a minute, he said, give me a cassette. How about that? A cassette. Give me a cassette. I'll take it home and write it." Write the lyrics and the melodies and stuff. And he said, no, let me teach it to you. It took me longer to learn the piano part than it did to write the whole rest of the song. Foster's amazing piano player, just amazing musician.
How did you come up with the dun, 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 dun? It's so like dun, dun, dun. I love that part, that intro part too.
Well, it's mostly Foster. I mean, David Foster is a. I mean, I'm sure you're aware of who he is.
I know who he is. I watched the documentary. I've watched everything on David Foster.
Yeah. I mean, he's a bad boy. He's a really great musician. It was right around the time when Toto was kicking and David Page was writing amazing songs. Earth, Wind, and Fire was going on, and we wrote After the Love for my album. And David was actually he had a gig playing piano on an Earth, Wind, and Fire record. I think it might have been September or one of their records. And they were rolling the tape back. It usually takes a few minutes to roll the tape back. And David was just playing the changes. And Maurice happened to hear him and he went over and said, "What's that?" He says, "It's a tune me and Bill and Jay were writing for Bill's album." He said, "Who's Bill?" I said, "Well, got a minute?" So he took a cassette and played him that song. And Maurice said, "If Bill will agree to not release it, we'll put it on our record."
Holy crap.
And the rest is history.
That is amazing.
Then he said he heard the rest of it and he brought the band in and said, "Dig this, brother." And David said, "This guy's white." "Oh, you're kidding." "You're out of your mind." "Well, really?" "Okay, gotcha." And then there were two other songs on there that he wanted. He said, "If I'll do the same deal for those two songs, we'll put those on." I went, "I don't know. I'm not gonna give my whole album to Earth, Wind, and Fire." I should have done it, actually.
Yeah, wow.
David said, "Hey, you and I could replace those tunes in a day.
Yeah.
If you'll agree to do it, it'll be great." And a couple of them were songs that I'd written by myself. So it would have been a cool thing, I think. But, 2020 hindsight, don't we all have it?
Yeah.
I woulda, I coulda, I shoulda.
Bill, when you're out now and you're touring and you're playing, do you ever play one of those two songs that you wrote?
Absolutely. Play both of them.
Can you give me a little right now? You got the piano there with you?
Let me see.
You pick it.
You got the love, you got the power, but you just don't understand. Girl, you've been charging by the hour for your love. Turn your love on. Don't you turn me down. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Nice.
I can show you how I got the love. I've got the power.
Bill, I wanted to ask you also, Sons of Champlin, that you did that before Chicago. You guys kind of disbanded a little bit. You came back.
I moved into LA in 1977. I just wasn't making enough money to live on.
But now you guys are back at it?
Yeah, we still play, but not that often. We do have 4 or 5 gigs a year, maybe tops.
Right. Yeah.
And a couple of the guys that were in the band. At one point we had Mick Gillette, who was the lead trumpet player with the original Tower of Power, was playing with us for a while. And then we had Jim Preston, who was our drummer from 1972 to 2014. and he passed away. He died of melanoma, and Nick had a heart thing, and he passed away. So, they're dropping like flies out there, I tell you. But we've got guys in there that are really, really cool, and we got one of the original members of the band, Tim Kaine. If you put that picture back up, Tim's the guy that has the crutches.
This one right here.
Yeah, the guy on the far right. He and I started. Okay. We started the Sons together.
That's amazing, and that's Tamara in the back with you, right?
Yeah,
that's your lovely.
Yeah, and the guitar player is Carmen Grillo, who was actually best man at our wedding.
Oh my gosh!
And by the way,
since he was about 19, Carmen did like 10 years playing with Tower.
That's amazing. And Bill, we would love to have her on as well sometime because she has an amazing career, an amazing voice.
Oh yeah, she's swinging hard.
I just wanted to play because this was one of those songs that I forgot that you guys sang. And as I was looking through some stuff, I came upon you singing it. Here's a little bit of I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love. Take a look.
Song wouldn't matter if we didn't stay together. And if it was over, maybe it was for the better. I was thinking I'd be alright if I thought it all through. Now I know that I ain't really living if I have to live without you. Oh, I don't want to live without your love. I don't want to face the night alone. You never made it through my life. If I had to make it on my own.
Amazing.
And you were about to go in when you called me up this morning, right? You guys are doing the medley.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird. They said, well, Bill's hits, let's turn them into a medley so we can not have to listen to them very much. At that point, they were just so far into their original era that, okay, I got it. It's their baseball, their rules, pretty much.
Yeah.
Bill, what is the 411 to writing a love song that stands the test of time? And you've written so many.
Well, that one and Look Away were written by Diane Warren, and Diane has written about, I can't even count the amount of hits that she has. She was
so many.
At one point, I don't know whether it's the same now, but at one point she did all of her own writing. She did, occasionally co-wrote some stuff here and there. I think she co-wrote I Don't Want to Live with somebody, and then I think Look Away was just hers alone. And
Love that.
And she publishes it all herself, takes care of all her own publishing.
Bill,
she's amazing. I mean, people were around town were giving her shit, but it was like, wait a minute, hold it, just a second. This girl she writes really great, passionate songs.
Yeah,
she really digs in
Bill,
deep.
I think when I was in high school, every time a girl broke up with me, I'd turn on I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love. I'd start crying. And it was just, those songs bring me back to my childhood. But listen, the other thing I wanted to ask you about was you, in the heat of the night with Carol O'Connor, you had the theme song for that show.
Great show.
Vocal on it, yeah.
It's
funny. I started off as a blues singer, and that's the only blues I've ever recorded.
The heat of the night.
Yeah, it was actually written by I think Quincy Jones and Marilyn Bergman. Originally, it was written for the movie,
right? With Sidney Poitier,
and Rod Steiger.
Right, Rod Steiger,
and then a great movie. And Ray Charles did it. And I think they asked Ray if he wanted to do the TV show, and he said, it's going to cost you $50,000. They said, no, it's all we can do is scale. Well, it turned out that the show it's still playing. I still get about maybe an eighth of a cent every time.
Every time it's on, they throw you.
What it is, the first time they show on, the money's pretty good, and the next time they show, it's in half, and then the next time half, the next time half. So it's down to about an eighth of a cent at this point.
Eighth of a cent, beautiful. You're gonna start.
I got a check the other day for 1 penny. Cost him probably $3.50 to go through
to print that out.
Yeah, and the secretarial stuff, get the stamp, put it on it was 1 penny. I went, I'm in the big time now. Here we go.
Well, listen, and you're so involved also with this whole yacht rock category.
Yeah,
now.
yacht rock. It's. I don't know who came up with that.
I don't know, but it's my favorite thing to listen to.
Yeah. Well, it used to be called West Coast music. I mean, and maybe it's yacht rock. I played with a band that were backing me up for some stuff quite a few years back. They called themselves Yacht Rock. That was just the name of the band, out of Atlanta. And these guys are great, amazingly good musicians and stuff. Fun to play with, and they can just make it sound exactly like the record. I mean, they're really good at all that.
Yeah,
and that was the first time I heard the phrase yacht rock, and now it's just screaming. It's just everybody's just yacht rock.
And every time
I don't even have a rowboat. Are you kidding me?
Every time you listen to Sirius, your yacht rock radio.
Yeah, I got a song that actually me and Kenny Loggins wrote together on the Runaway album, "Take It Uptown." That has been playing regularly on yacht rock.
Can you play that?
Yeah. It was kind of a doo-wop thing, I know you'll be satisfied if you take a chance. 7 times stay by my side. Welcome to the dance. So turn it up, I'm burning up. Got to cool me with your music. I want everybody to sing. Hey now, we'll take it uptown tomorrow. Why make it a night you never forget? If I got to beg or borrow, we're gonna be side by side tomorrow night.
That actually sounds like a theme song.
It is so good, Scotty.
Right? Listen, Bill, the iHeart Sweetheart Dayton Masonic Center, February 12th. It's coming up this weekend, celebrating 35 years of Dirty Dancing with Frankie Previtt, our guy. We love him. It's a very special guest, Bill Champlin. Bill, listen, before you go, it came out a year ago, but don't forget, you can get all his music, including Living for Love, which is still out there. And
by the way, there's the record company, Imagine Records, great guys over there. They took care of all the digital stuff, so it's on iTunes and
everywhere, right?
Spotify and stuff like that. But if you want the album, the CD itself, just go to BillChamplin.com/shop.
BillChamplin.com.
And we've got it there, and I'll probably be the one sticking it in the envelope and throwing it in the mail.
I love it.
But what's cool is you get that cover, that beautiful cover.
It's beautiful.
And Bill, last
can you imagine what that would have been if it was an LP? It was big.
Oh,
yeah. Gorgeous.
That's what I think we lost a lot of when we went from LPs to CDs. Is just artwork was. I mean, I remember the first time I got an LP. I think it was the first King Crimson album with that ear that went. It's amazing.
So listen, stuff. Before you go, would you just do like the 30 seconds for me, the beginning of "Look Away"? Can you do?
I usually do it on guitar if I remember it. Thought it wouldn't matter if we didn't stay together, and if it was over. Was that the right song? Maybe
that may have been "I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love."
I was thinking you're right.
I don't want to live without your love.
How's it go? Well, you called me up this morning, told me about the new love you found. I said I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you. Shout someone else, I guess I won't be coming around. I guess it's over, baby. It's really over, baby. Forgot it. And from what you said, I know you've gotten over me. It'll never be the way it used to be. So if I gotta be this way, don't worry, baby, I can take the news, okay? If you see me walking by and the tears are in mine, look away, baby, look away. And so on and so on.
I love it.
I haven't played it on keyboard.
That was a treat.
Bill, fantastic.
How are you able to just recall everything that you wrote, everything that you were a part of, everything?
Are you
that
kidding me? I'm a founding member of CRS. I can't remember shit, basically.
Can't remember shit. I like that. CRS.
CRS is, if you want to join,
I'm there.
We're there, Bill. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, Bill.
Bill, love to have you back. Also, Tamara, anytime she wants to come on.
Yeah, Tamara probably come on. I mean,
Yay, Tamara, come on.
I think she went to her chiropractor or something, or otherwise she'd be here.
She'll come on. She'll be a separate guest. We'll sing. We'll talk. And listen, my friend, absolute pleasure.
Hey, you guys are great. I didn't even realize this was going. Where are you located? We're
over in the New York area, right on the outskirts of the city. What, you didn't realize it was going to be this good of a show, right, Bill?
I didn't know. I've done, when we first released the album, I did like 60 Zooms with different people. We had Shauna O'Donnell, who's really a great publicist and nice girl, a good friend of mine, and she got me doing all kinds of them. But this is one of the most professional and straight ahead. You guys seem to be having a lot of fun, and that's what's cool.
Having a good time.
And congratulations to 2 years?
2 years now. Yeah, the pandemic, and we came in the same time as the pandemic, and we're just,
You didn't come from Wuhan, did you?
No, we didn't come from the lab, from the wet market.
Yeah, right. Oh man, I don't even want to go there. I'm going to leave it alone. Thank you.
Bill, keep doing what you're doing, my friend. The world needs music.
Yeah, I hear you talking, man. I agree. I mean, so they're that in comedy. Somebody said, "What's wrong with the world today?" I said, "There's no Rodney Dangerfield anymore."
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding. You're not
kidding.
Hey,
it's not easy being me.
Hey, I tell you, my wife loves to talk during sex. She calls from the hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. We got a dog. We named him Egypt because he leaves pyramids in every room. It's just insane.
I love it. Bill, you're the best. Thank you, my friend.
Bye, Bill.
Thank you, guys. Be
Say
good.
hello to your wife. Bye-bye.
Once again, congratulations. I'm glad you
guys
are there.
Take care, my friend.
Thanks, sir. Bye-bye.
Be good.
Oh, Suk, what an amazing talent. Bill
He sang Turn Your Love Around by George Benson that he wrote.
I can't believe he wrote that song. I didn't know that at the time.
2 or 3 classics from Chicago.
Yeah. Suk, you know what? The other song
and he wrote the song that he co-wrote with Kenny Loggins.
Suk, here's the thing. After the Love Is Gone by Earth, Wind and Fire.
After the love is gone.
Suk, when I used to DJ at the clubs in college, the last song you always played was Last Dance. Donna Summers. You had to play. But before that, to kind of slow it up a bit, I always went with After the Love Is Gone. For a while, we love each other. You know the song.
I love the bravado in your voice. You know that?
Suk, what an amazing show. Listen, we're celebrating 2 years. Cindy Cowan's coming on in just a second. Listen, she has done a lot of things, Suk, but we're bringing her on for her horseback riding prowess. She is a world champion and equestrian. So that's really what we're focusing on today. Forget the fact that she's a filmmaker, award-winning, Emmy-winning, Oscar-nominated. We don't care about it. We just want to know about the horseback riding prowess. But anyway, listen, so we've been on for 2 years now, and we've done over 270 shows. Right around this time, you and I first walked into that little studio, and we said, just turn on the camera and let's start talking. 700 guests later, here we are. We're still going, and we're on all these distribution platforms and TV and this and that. But the thing that we love to do is, we originally shoot the show here on Facebook Live. It's like the raw show before it gets edited, and we let our audience kind of in on the whole, editing process and what goes on. Yeah. Some of the things we get rid of and we don't get rid of. So we're kind of doing 2 shows in one here today. So Bill's show is going to be separate, and Cindy's show is going to be separate. So what we're going to do is we're going to restart the show, Suk. So I'm going to hit the old restart, and we're going to pretend we've never even spoken to Bill today.
All right,
this
good.
Is all new. You ready to roll?
I'm ready to do this, Scotty.
Here we go.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done. Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, that's 7 of hearts. Woo! Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you The Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor,
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
entertainment,
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
and optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights. It just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Oh, Sue, you look magnificent today, young lady.
You look good too, Scotty. Congratulations. We're celebrating 2 years here today.
2 years here on the Suki and Scott Show. Well, you know what that means? We have to do a Suki and Scott Show flashback in a second. We have Cindy Cowan coming up in just a few minutes, Sue. She is a Hollywood powerhouse, a filmmaker, a producer. Not only that, she's a songwriter. She's a world champion in the field of equestrian horseback riding.
Equestrian.
And she basically knows everybody in Hollywood. And Suk, listen, she's in the green room. She can't hear us right now. Okay?
She's a connector. She's a lover.
She knows everybody. But listen, we've had some very big Hollywood hitters on. Phil Rosenthal. Who else? Brad Bessie's been on. A lot of Hollywood big shots. And they always want to try. They always try to negotiate something, to do something with us. Soup. They throw money at us. We got to stick to our plan where we don't negotiate with. If Cindy wants to do something with us, you gotta act uninterested, right? Just act uninterested. Protect nothing. We this is what we do. I sit in my basement.
Please.
You sit in the kitchen.
Okay. I'll sit in the kitchen.
Cindy's coming up in just a few minutes. And Suk, Valentine's Day is coming up.
I'm wearing red. I'm wearing red for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's tax season as well.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, and a lot of times I like to combine the two. So the other day, I passed by the store. I had to go in because it was a nude psychic readings and tax advice, Suki. So I went in. I got a nude reading from the lady, and she also gave me some tax advice. So I'm all set.
How was it? Was it you got it? You got it on both
phenomenal.
ends?
Phenomenal. We got it from both ends. So 2 years, we've had so many great guests. As you know, over the last couple of weeks, we've been doing our flashbacks. So before we bring Cindy in, here's a quick flashback. You'll remember Mary Lou Henner was on the show, both here in New York on our morning show and here on the Suki and Scott Show. Here's a quick little ditty from her as we take you back 2 years.
It's a Suki and Scott Show fantastic flashback.
I've talked about this on other shows, but I'll mention it here because it's really important and you both are reeking of it. Okay, so we have an expression in my family called PF. Okay? And it measures the sexual quotient of things. And I mentioned it on your show after the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, you could say like, oh my God, that movie had no PF, or oh, that restaurant had no PF, or that girl's got so much PF, or that guy, he's not even attractive with so much PF. And PF stands for penis factor, pussy factor.
Oh, I knew it. I was going to say that.
What radiates off of people? Now you two are reeking of PF. And that's why this is a sexy show. You know what I mean?
This is unbelievable.
I love it. Mary Lou, could you, in case folks missed it, can you just so I could pull it off and use it as a clip? Can you tell the folks about that crush you have on me, just so I can
about that what?
Logging on. The crush that you have on me, just so the folks can hear that who may have missed that part.
You have so much PF, That's like radiates off.
It's a Suki and Scott Show fantastic flashback.
You just love that she loves you so much.
Yeah, that's all. It's the only reason why I play that, Sue. Listen, Sue, we can't keep Cindy Cowan waiting. She's a very busy lady. Like I said, she is a filmmaker, producer. She's a songwriter. She's doing it all. She's actually the producer of one of my favorite movies of all time, which I have to watch every time it's on, Very Bad Things, which is just an insane movie. And I love it because it's so insane. And it's got a great cast. So Cindy Cowan's coming in. Here's a little bit of what she's done, and then we'll bring her on the other side. Take a look.
I want to know what happened in Vegas.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened in Vegas. Some very good people
It's gonna take out my minivan!
are doing some very bad things.
We were very, very bad.
Only one way, gaining access to the truth.
You've got no idea what you're getting yourself into!
You decide to run off, I will hunt you down and I'll kill you.
Am I gonna die?
Most likely.
Would either of you boys like to call me sir? You can if you want. I won't think it's corny.
We're gonna go traffic drugs across state lines, sir.
Amazing.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Cindy.
Hi, everybody.
Cindy, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
What's going on in Beverly Hills today?
It is Super Bowl week, so we got everything going on. Yeah, it's crazy.
So obviously, the Rams are going to take it, right?
Rams, I'm hoping. Yeah.
Listen, I like Odell Beckham, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to,
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's our hometown, our home team. So we got to have something good right now.
Yeah, listen, while the three of us are on, you guys want to break down the Super Bowl real quick? Let's talk. You got Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm not even. Listen, I want to see Joe Burrow because the kid's just.
He's a phenom.
He's been out of college 2 years. I'd love to see him win, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't care who wins, as long as you give me a good game.
Absolutely.
It's not over by halftime. Give me some good super halftime action, the whole deal. My ex-brother-in-law, by the way, used to be the halftime executive producer for the Super Bowl for a long time until Jay-Z's people took it over, I think, just this year.
And it's the most unusual halftime show this year, I think, ever. We'll see. But that Rams game, last week or 2 weeks ago was incredible. So
I felt like that was the Super Bowl right there. That was a pretty incredible game.
If the game is half that good, everybody's got their money's worth. So okay.
Now, Cindy, will you? With the game is in LA at SoFi Stadium, will you be there at the game?
I will be there.
Oh, Cindy!
Yeah. I love Super Bowl.
Tell me you'll be in like one of the suites.
I'm got better seats than that.
Really? Oh my goodness.
I've got really good seats. So I don't know. People love those suites. I like being right down there.
Down
close and personal.
Beautiful. We're gonna have to look for you. Be on the 50-yard line, I assume, second row probably.
So.
So Cindy, you kind of define what it is to be. I mean, a lot of people are saying no to this definition, but a girl boss, like a person who's just taken in charge of their life and has created all of these evolutions for themselves. How do you do it? How do you continue to recreate for yourself in every step of the game?
You know what? It's just something I've done my whole life and that I love. I get really bored being stagnant. So I'm always looking to change.
I love that shot.
See, yeah, it's a good shot, right? It's amazing what hair and makeup does. So yeah, I just, even during COVID, when we were locked down, I was thinking of what's the next thing when we come out and how can I change things up and where are we headed? So while everybody was going through 5G and microchipping and all that crap, I was kind of saying, okay, there's got to be a way out of this. And if we do, what's the next move? So to me, it's just fun. Life's fun. And I'm just always navigating and trying to stay one step ahead.
Yeah. And Cindy, you actually, when you read your history, you kind of started in the broadcast business in Miami, like the local news affiliate.
I did. I know.
For CBS. And, how did you get from being in a newsroom to, like the IEG days when you started producing movies? How do you take that step?
So I was never supposed to be in entertainment. I graduated with a degree in psychology. So
from
that
Harvard.
was
Harvard, by the way.
Yeah, so that was my trajectory. And then I took that infamous year off. And the only job I could get at the time was literally, I needed a night job because I was dating a lead singer of a band. I love music. So,
anybody we know?
No, it was a Southern band.
Okay.
But I needed a night job. And so CBS had this great opportunity to work the evening news. And I love news, by the way. I'm one of those people when everybody says, turn it off, you can't watch it. I'm watching BBC, Vice,
Yeah.
NBC, you name it. I want, I'll even put Fox in there. I want to know everything and from every angle. But news was different. It wasn't something I wanted to stay in the rest of my life. I would have been traveling from market to market. And I actually quit over a story that I wouldn't cover. It was the days of hard copy. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I know hard copy. Go ahead.
Remember? So there was a story, unfortunately, in Hollywood, Florida, of this little boy that had been decapitated.
Oh.
And it turned out that his father had worked from my father's hotel. And the news chief wanted me to take camera crews to the house. We'd basically be hiding in the bushes. If we could get the story, we'd come out, we'd shoot it. If we couldn't get the story, we'd shoot whatever we could anyways. And I refused. I just refused. And that story went on to be a very big story. The dad became John Walsh, or is John Walsh, who started American Most Wanted.
Yeah.
And the little boy was Adam Walsh. And that was my ending of news. It was just, I wasn't willing to cross that line. So I became a songwriter and I left. I came out to California. I was lucky enough to work with the likes of Howard Hewitt and a group called Shalimar. And
a small group called Shalimar?
Shalimar.
Yeah. And I had a song that was #3 on the R&B charts for about a year.
All right, tell us what it was. Come on.
One?
It was called This Love's Forever, and it was an amazing ballad that Howard did. And yeah, it was
Cindy, could you sing that for us for a second?
I absolutely could not. I would love to. I was thinking, wait, I got guitars in there. No, I actually should show you guys. I actually have Frank Sinatra's piano in my house too. That was from my dad. Yeah, maybe I should walk the computer over there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then there, I became a BMI songwriter and ended up working with an unknown producer at the time named Simon Cowell. And
I've heard of him.
Right? So Simon Cowell and I came up together,
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you've written for Engelbert Humperdinck as well.
Yeah, Engelbert was amazing. He took 2 of my songs and
please tell me one was After the Lovin'. Please.
I wish it was. It was not. Songwriting was amazing because it was never supposed to go anywhere. To me, it was a hobby, and the fact anybody took anything was just amazing to me.
That's
right. How did you? I want to know how people write lyrics and music.
Yeah, we don't get it. We just
is it the lyrics first? Is it the music next?
It was both. So in my first song I ever wrote, somebody came to me with a musical track. It was on a cassette. That's how old it was, and they said, could I put lyrics to it? And then in other instances, I wrote the lyrics first. Actually, during COVID lockdown, when we had nothing to do, I haven't written a song in ages, and I ended up doing a musical short that I haven't released yet, just to kind of do something to be, while I was stuck at home, called Two Thoughts Over. And yeah, we shot it.
I love
Beautiful.
It. Cindy, talk to me about this movie right here. Very Bad Things.
Love that movie.
Christian Slater, Cameron Diaz. What a kid. John Favreau.
Right.
It's such. When the first time I saw it, I was like, whoever wrote this movie is insane. Basically.
Insane.
And it's just so funny how they, the thing happens in Vegas with the prostitute in the bathroom. She was gorgeous, by the way. I remember her. And then, they hide the murder, and then everybody starts, the cracks in the armor start kicking around. Yeah. And then just the ending. I mean, I won't give it away. It might be too soon, but the ending is great. When you're producing a movie like that and you watch the finished product, do you know it's going to be? I mean, the cast is great, but after you watch it, you're like, yeah, this could be a good one.
Well, so I definitely have a warped side, and that is a movie that a lot of people did not want. I remember I showed up at the set of Chicago Hope to meet Peter Berg, who wrote it and ultimately directed it, and said, I'm going to make your movie. And he just was like, who the hell are you? And then it became this really fun movie where we both called friends of ours and made probably the most offensive movie you'll ever see.
Yeah. It's great.
The good thing is there's movies like The Hangover and things that have come after that where everybody said to me, wow, they're all ripping you off. So we were ahead of our time, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was precedent setting. It was definitely precedent setting.
Yeah, it definitely was.
But is that where the whole like cerebral, the psychology part of you, like, you know, understanding how the inner workings of our brain and our psychosis, and did that all come into play when writing this?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't write it. Peter wrote that, but Peter Berg wrote that. And by the way, that was based on a true story. Isn't that weird? So you know, there was parts of truthness to that. Like I said, I'm kind of warped. What I love doing are you know, these biopics that can turn around and get Oscars and that I learn things about. But these things are fun. Movies like Very Bad Things, I love it. And, you know, it pushed a boundary. I'm not sure if we could do that today. In fact, I know we couldn't, but I was really proud of it at the time.
Yeah, no, it's one of those movies. Like I said, when you pass it on TV, you got to kind of sit and watch it for a little bit. And another one that came out because as I was looking at the trailers, Arkansas, I realized that I saw this movie recently.
Yeah.
With Vince Vaughn and those guys, because as I was looking at the trailer, I'm like, oh my God, I saw this movie.
Yeah.
What's it like working with those? I mean, such prolific actors, you know, Hemsworth and Vince Vaughn. I mean,
De Niro, she's worked with.
Yeah. You've been with. I have pictures of you basically with everybody. But that's got to be almost like a kid who started in a newsroom at CBS. You're now in Hollywood doing all these things and working with all these prolific actors.
I've gotten very lucky. I you know, a lot of these actors are really good friends of mine, and it's weird because I always tell people I don't think I'm that friendly, but for some reason, you know, a lot of people, we gravitate to each other. Vince has been a friend of mine for over 20 years. So, you know, when I make a lot of these movies, I call people that I know, just because, you know, we're all on location. We might as well be on location with people we like. So it was really fun. Even Robert De Niro, you know, I got to go to Barcelona with Bob De Niro and Sigourney Weaver. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm going there next week, by the way, to Barcelona.
By the way, Barcelona is amazing.
Yeah, I'll be there next week.
Yeah, you're going to have the greatest time ever. Have you been, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's my first
I lived
time.
in Spain for 2 years. Yeah.
Barcelona is so beautiful. I mean, Spain's great. I'm doing my next movie in Serbia. I actually leave in 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to be that beautiful.
Wow. What's that? What's the name of that one?
That is a movie called True Haunting that we're doing for Sony, based on the first and only exorcism ever broadcast live on TV. It actually, I think I can't remember if it was NBC or CBS. Millions of people tuned in to watch it. It was Poltergeist, Amityville Horror, even the Exorcist movie. Wow. Nobody knew anything about ghosts. The only ghost was Casper. And this is what happened to the family. Yeah, right? So this was not Casper. This is what happened to the family after the cameras turned off.
Oof, that's amazing. There's one picture I saw that I'll let you tell the story. Here's you with Ronald Reagan. And I noticed that when you had put this picture up, you said, check out the picture back behind your head. Now, is that you back there?
That is me. So I definitely am. I'm a practical joker, and you know, that this was one of the greatest jokes I had ever done. I had a girlfriend that worked with President Reagan, and I knew that CAA, the talent agency, was coming with a lot of agents the following day. And so I asked if I could go into the president's office and change some of the pictures. And typically Reagan would take you to a certain area and there would be dignitaries and the pictures of Golda Meir and all the various dignitaries that were there. And I took a lot of the photos down and replaced them with and every CAA agent was like, what, you know, Reagan would sit there and show, and these are all the people I know and I've been with. And if you notice, right behind my shoulder.
There you go. That is so funny.
So those pictures that are proudly displayed in people's homes and offices that got to visit on President Reagan forever have me behind them. You know?
That is amazing. That is amazing. You Miracle on 34th Street. Yes. You won an Emmy for.
Yeah.
That documentary. Alicia Keys, Samuel Jackson. Did you write that, or that was strictly produced by you?
That was produced by me. That took about over 5 years to make that. I do a lot of charity work, and that building is so important because I don't know if you know, even to this day, most of the people that work in that building are homeless or have been homeless. And at the time that the building was resurrected, it was built to be this huge building that would resurrect what's known as Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
Nobody wanted to move down there. And so they started to change it so that it wouldn't be empty. They started to allow musicians and actors to audition for their apartments. And that's where all these people came from. And the amount of people that lived in that building, from Christian Slater, Terrence Howard, Sam Jackson, Alicia Keys, even Seinfeld, Larry Kramer, the guy that played Kramer, lived in the building, and a lot of the stories came from there. So that building is pretty amazing, and never thought we'd win. Thank God, because that was, my birthday is May 7th, and it was we were going into the second month of lockdown. I didn't see a soul. There was nobody at my house except for Emmy. Emmy came and kept me company.
So that's great.
Yeah, I got her the day before my birthday, so it was a very happy birthday.
By the
Cindy,
way,
obviously there's so many successes in your career, looking back at it, and you continue to work at it. How are you able to get through some of the downside or like some of the failures that you've made to continue to stay on top and be Hollywood royalty?
You know, I think as a therapist, I'm lucky that I have a different point of view of when things go bad. And, it's interesting. Somebody was asking me the other day about my Instagram following, which is quite large. And it's, I used to write positive posts only. And even when things are bad, you have to find humor in them, and you have to take them as a learning, step. A lot of people will get into these bad situations, and they're so busy living in that situation and talking about it that it becomes their life. And for me, I find humor in everything. And then I use that as the trajectory to reinvent. But RuPaul, by the way, has been a friend of mine forever. I love these. I can't believe you guys pull these photos. They're great. Yeah, me and my friends.
I love that. And listen, I mentioned this earlier. You are a world champion, equestrian rider. Back when you were young, and are you still into riding horses? I mean, they're just phenomenal animals. It's so great to be around. Are you still doing it? Do you get a chance to go?
Any chance I get to ride a horse, I would and do and love it. But no, my father was amazing. When I grew up with a family that had one of the biggest hotels in South Florida. I don't know if you know this. And a lot of my upbringing was surrounded by some of the biggest celebrities ever. I mean, my mother's best friend was Liza Minnelli, and my father's best friend was Sammy Davis Jr. And so, Judy Garland was always staying at our hotels. So the way that I was raised was quite different than a lot of people. And my family was great. They wanted me and my sister to have our own stardom, so to speak, and to never be in their shadows or the shadows of anybody else. And so they chose a profession or a field that we could shine in, and horseback riding is what we ended up doing. And I became the youngest world champion. God, I think I was 7 or 8, and stopped, did it for about 8 or 9 years. And then my father made us stop because he said, the only place to go is down. You're going to lose at some point. And it started to get a little dangerous. Somebody threw acid in one of my horse's faces. And the whole thing started to change a bit. So it will always be a part of my life. And, Suki, to go to what you said, the athleticism probably helped me in where I am today, because I still have a kind of athletic mentality.
Well, you know what it is? Because a lot of people play the short game, right? They think about their, kind of like benchmarks in their life, and then they kind of stop. They don't think about the actual progression of the bigger game of life, right? And when we talk about what you were doing during the pandemic, what we were doing, creating, trying to figure out different avenues, there were a lot of people, and I think that's why there's so many people on your Instagram page that find solace, because they need those words of encouragement. They need to get out of their heads and more into their heart and the creation. You know what I mean?
It was interesting during lockdown when everybody, there was a good 5.5 months I didn't see another living soul. And I had never used social media, meaning I don't do lives and stuff like that. And, I think after month 1 of wondering if I took a shower that day or if I put any makeup on, it wasn't time to blow dry my hair yet. I finally decided to go on Instagram and do a live. And I told people that I think I have like about 120,000 followers. And I said, I've never met you guys. So if you want to come on, please come on. I'll give everybody a half a screen and we all have 3 minutes and let's talk.
Right.
And what ended up happening, I only did it about 7 or 8 times.
Wow.
But there was at one point, I think 30,000 people had joined and there was 10 countries. And all I wanted to do was wonder what was happening over there, like what was happening in Israel and Russia and Argentina. Yeah. How are they coping through this? And the amazing thing is it got me to say, okay, get up, get dressed, blow out your hair, do whatever, and just become something again.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, for everybody who cuts down social media, and there's a lot of bad with it, I found a lot of good with that. The result was people were offering me podcasts and everything else, and I, meaning my own, and I ultimately didn't do it more because I did it out of organicness, not out of something else. But it was fascinating, and I loved it.
Yeah, wow,
I'm sure you're a mentor and a coach to so many women that are in the industry. You've done so much work in terms of even connecting minorities and creating avenues for people to succeed. What is your ultimate goal in terms of turning the whole things have changed so much and so quickly.
I know.
What are your hopes for your own industry that you're in right now? And what do you feel your role will be in the next 25 years in creating that change?
It's hard to say. I was the first female distributor ever. And then I was the first person to put YouTube stars in a movie. Never want to do that again, but I was the first. I was one of the first people to try to use cryptocurrency to finance a film. And now I'm, my eyes are set in the world of tech. Everybody's talking about this metaverse and I want to see if I can conquer it. So, in the next 25 years, we're changing so quickly. So I'm not sure literally what that looks like. All that I know is I'm not afraid to fail. And so I like to leave a footprint. And at least when I pass, I'll have started many people on the way. And by the way, they'll probably do much better than I, because I am the first a lot of times in doing this. So it means you won't succeed all the time. All the mistakes will lie on me so that somebody can prosper afterwards. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I like being the pioneer and not knowing. Yeah.
Cindy, you're involved with so many charities, all great charities and organizations. Tell me, give me like a minute or so. Little Kids Rock, because anytime it involves music, it always stands out for me. Music and kids, nothing better. Tell me about Little Kids Rock.
So Little Kids Rock was brought to me when they first started by a man named Dave Wish, great name Dave Wish, who was a substitute teacher in a school. And he was going to be there, I think, while someone was on maternity leave. And the kids were not paying attention. They were throwing spitballs and paper airplanes. And, nobody was paying attention to him. And one day out of boredom, he brought a guitar in to kind of pass the hours away for himself and realized the kids instantly were rapidly paying attention to him. Yeah. So he bought about 3 guitars, brought them into the school, started teaching them, and realized this should be something bigger. And so I was proud to be the West Coast chair for about 7 years of it. And what we would do is go into inner city areas. We would build after school specials free of charge. We would teach the teachers how to become music teachers. And then we would allow children to enter the program where we would give them a guitar, a keyboard, or drums. And the amazing thing is a lot of people think that music is strictly that. Like, okay, these kids want to learn how to play the drum or how to play the guitar. It's so much more than that. We were teaching right and left brain thinking. We were getting kids to have social skills again. We were helping kids to stay out of gangs. We were helping kids to stay off drugs. I mean, we were a very strict program. Once you entered, you had to be in the program 5 days a week after regular school let out. Every kid was noted. So if Johnny Smith got a guitar on February 7th, we followed him, and hopefully we kept them all the way through them graduating high school. We started as young as 7. And at one point, and I haven't been the West Coast chair in a couple of years, but at one point we were in 49 states.
Wow.
We had over 500,000 kids in our program.
Wow.
We were the #1 charity on Charity Navigator, and it's a charity that I think is amazing.
That is great. Great. Cindy, listen, thank you so much for coming on. Great stories. Just a great story of, listen, the American dream, right?
Yeah.
I mean, your parents sounded like they gave you a great life and what they were doing, and continued success for you, and have a great trip to where are you going again? Where was it?
Serbia.
Serbia. Okay. All right.
That's part of the world at this moment. I think I might pass some.
I was going to say, is that really good? Is that a good place right now?
No, my dad is like, are you going to Siberia? And how cold is it? I said, no, I'm going to Serbia. And he said, where is that? And I said, where Putin is like going to the Ukraine? I am right next door.
He's lined up.
Yeah, I know. So I might meet some Russian soldiers on the way. I mean, it's not exactly the best right now, but another adventure in the life of me. So,
and speaking of your dad, I'm sure he's been such a mentor to you. What does he say about you as the woman, as the creator, as this, this force of nature? What does he say about it all?
Well, I think my dad is very proud now. They were very worried when I got in this business. They didn't want to help me at all, and they didn't, and that's okay. Because they were worried. Entertainment is a scary field to get into, and nobody knows where that leads. But when I did my first Oliver Stone movie, I think he was like, oh my God. And when I did the De Niro movie, he was like, oh my God. And then we financed Traffic, and that got 4 Oscars, and that was incredible. But I have to say, getting Humanitarian of the Year, I don't know if that was as much of a thing for my dad as it was for me, but there's no bigger award that I will ever get than that.
Wow. Humanitarian of the Year.
Cindy,
listen, we're not YouTube stars, but if you ever need us,
I need you guys. I'll have to put you in something.
If you need us, if you need 2 talk show hosts to appear in a movie, we're always ready to travel.
Absolutely.
Cindy,
you
listen,
guys are amazing, and
thank you, Cindy. Means a lot coming from you.
Listen, enjoy the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Go Rams.
I know, go Rams. I didn't want to be partial, but go Rams.
Unfortunately, I'm feeling a Bengals 24-21 victory.
No.
The good thing is I'm never right, so that's the good part.
There you go. Next time I'll have my Rams hat on as we speak.
And all right, so listen, tell us, where can we look for you on the Super Bowl broadcast? Are you down on the field level?
She's on the field. I'm going to put money on it.
I'm pretty down there. So
all right.
So I'll wave and
we're going to be looking. Cindy, thank you so much. Absolute pleasure and honor to have you, and just continued success.
Guys.
Bye, Cindy, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye,
Thank
Cindy.
you. Bye.
Wow, Sue, what an amazing
I
story.
don't know. Traffic, 4 Oscars, Humanitarian of the Year.
You've never been speechless before.
Now funding.
You've never been speechless
in my life. I just want you to know that.
Suki, stop. You just hosted Sister Wives on TLC. Now stop it.
Which, by the way, I want to thank everybody for supporting, getting great ratings on that. Thank you.
Look at you, huh? TLC,
but honestly,
Sister Wives.
when you interview somebody like of that level, like Cindy just now, in your head, aren't you like
jealous?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of Cindy Cowan. Absolutely.
That she is just that boss babe, like, just a boss. Just like doing it and she is the thing.
Yeah.
She's running the show.
Suk, listen, I think Cindy, and we should ask her, I think she should be the one to produce the Suki and Scott show right into the studio.
Sure.
I mean, Kelly and Ryan have nothing on us.
Sure, why not?
We'd be bigger than them, no?
Willing to why
Regis and Kelly. Well, you can't go against Regis, but we'd almost be as good as Regis.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a little bit bigger than that. I think it's conversations. I mean, I think it's like, it's not their shtick, it's our shtick, and our shtick is a little different.
I've never seen you flabbergasted by a guest before. You're really impressed.
It just kept on going, like she's just, it's just one. There was like one level achieved, and it's like the next level. She's a singer, she's a songwriter.
Yeah. So
producer, Oscar winner. I mean, where does it go, right, Phil?
Speaking of singer-songwriters.
Yeah, I mean, every story she told about, an accomplishment, she told another one that would top that one. I'm like,
that's what I
oh
said.
my gosh. Yeah.
I didn't know where to stop. Like, it just kept going. It just, wow.
Yeah. She was awesome.
Speaking of accomplishments that just
Phil
keep
Paz,
going.
ladies and gentlemen.
Philly Kid, who you like in the Super Bowl? Anybody?
I've always been I'm not a big football guy, but I've always been partial to the Bengals. And, Joe Burrow, he looks like the kid from Home Alone. So based on that, I'm gonna root for the Bengals.
He does look like the kid from Home Alone.
Right? Macaulay Culkin.
He got a lot of swagger, though, that guy.
So funny. Listen, Suke, another big show tomorrow.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
I'll see you tomorrow. And 2 years of the show. We keep rolling along.
2 and 2. See you later. 2
and 2. Philly Kid, what's going on, brother?
Not too much. Hey, I wanted to come on. I didn't have the nerve to ask because she probably gets this all the time, but I was wanting to do one of my psycho monologues for Cindy.
Oh, yeah. She would have loved that. She would have
loved.
Hey,
I'm going to do it anyway.
Go ahead. Which one you got?
This is what I was going to do for her next psycho that she needs.
Her next psycho film?
Yeah. So it goes a little bit like this. You've been avoiding me. You're not taking my calls. The last time we spoke, what's that you said to me? You said, "Get away from me, you stupid, ugly freak." You remember that? I only wanted to tell you I love you. I need you. And you'll always be a part of me. Please come back to me. Scene.
Wow. I think the eyeball is what gets me, Phil. I'm not coming back to you with that eyeball. No way, man. This guy's a lunatic.
Oh, man.
I love. Hey, do you watch You on Netflix? Have you watched You?
You?
Y-O-U? You?
Like Phil Paz?
Yeah, no, it's called You. The name.
Oh, it's called You.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh, dude, you got to watch it. It's insane. It's three seasons. Third season's out now, and it's really good.
It's on YouTube.
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix. Okay,
it's called You. And it's just it's really it's an insane psychological thriller series, and it just gets crazier one season after the next. You see it? It's up there.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I've been intending to watch that.
Yes, you got it. Yeah, you got to watch it, and it's insane. I just watched season 3, and I'm like, these people are out of them. Whoever writes this stuff, they're out of their minds.
You gotta be, man. But yeah,
you gotta watch.
And there's something, I don't know what it is. If it's something about me or what, but I kind of specialize in psycho parts. And, I like to think of myself as a nice, normal guy, but you never know what lurks beneath, the veneer.
Listen, why don't we just do a movie with you and we'll do a psycho killer movie? Why not? There's no reason. Come on. We could find somebody to finance that.
Yeah.
We'll shoot it on the iPhone, for God's sakes.
Heck yeah, man. We got to make something happen.
I'm telling
you, something happen.
It'd be great. There's no reason why we can't do that.
Yeah.
I love when you do. I watch all your crazy acting scenes. I love it. I think it's great. What's going on? Did you see Bill Champlin before?
Yeah, man, that dude is great.
I love that too, man. So cool.
Yeah, and all those songs that I was having trouble trying to. And then when I saw him and he started singing those songs, I was like, oh yeah, man, those are like
Legendary.
Legendary songs. Yeah.
Guy's a legend. It's unbelievable. You want to do a little singing, my friend? You want to sing it up?
First, I got a couple of birthdays for you. So this first birthday is actually one of my favorite actors.
Okay.
Not a singer this time, but he's actually one of my favorite actors. He was born today's date in 1943. He's 79 years old. And I'm going to do a little monologue. Well, it's actually a scene from one of his movies, and see if you can guess what his name is.
Okay, so it's an actor's birthday.
It's an actor's birthday. I'm going to be playing two parts in this scene, and see if you can tell me who the actor is, the main actor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, these two Utes.
Joe Pesci, baby.
Did you say Utes? Did you say Utes? Yeah, two Utes. What is a Ute? Oh, excuse me, Your Honor. Two youths.
Hey, so what a great movie. We watched that the other day.
I love Joe Pesci in that movie.
Oh my God, he's great. And Casino, he was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because as soon as I'm coming out of prison, you'll be coming out of your coma. And then I'm going to come down to the bank and I'm going to break your effing skull open again. Because that's what I do.
Yeah, I was going to do that monologue, the casino monologue, but too many F-bombs in that one. And we have a few kids watching around the world.
Yeah.
So,
that's great. But Casinos, Cousin Vinny's great. And Fred Gwynn, Herman Munster is the two Utes. What?
But and also this singer, it's her birthday today. Now you may have a little trouble with this one, Scott. So you're gonna have to really reach in, to the brain bank and try to think of this singer. But one of her songs goes something like this: I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. I feel my heart start to trembling whenever you're around. Oh, baby, when I see your face, mellow as the month of May. Oh, darling, I can't stand it when you look at me that way. Take it, Scotty.
I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the skies come tumbling down. Oh, yeah.
Name that singer.
Carole King. Woo! She's the best, Carole King.
Yeah, she is. She is the best. Well, she's February 9 of 1942, so she's 80 years old today.
80 years old today. That's unbelievable. Carole King's 80 years old. Remember she sang Mockingbird with James Taylor?
Yep.
Right? Mockingbird. Yeah. Mockingbird. Everybody, have you heard? Gonna buy me Mockingbird.
She also sang this big one. Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we've just stopped trying. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Scotty?
Something inside has died and I can't hide it. I just can't fake it. Oh, no.
Used to be so easy living here with you. You were light and breezy and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy and I feel like a fool. Scotty.
But it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Oh, we really did try to make it. Something inside has died and I can't hide and I just can't fake it. Oh, no.
Love Carole King.
How about clouds in my car? No, that's Carly Simon. I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the stars come tumbling down. I feel who's Philly? Who sang "Clouds in My Coffee"?
Clouds
in my coffee, and oh no, that's
You're So Vain.
You're
Carly
So Vain.
Simon.
It's not what I was thinking of then. Clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain.
You're so vain. Probably think this song is about you, don't you?
Don't you? You had me several years ago when I was still quite naive.
So what greatness do you have coming up on the show for tomorrow?
Oh, Philly Kid. Let's see. Tomorrow will be our last show before Valentine's Day. So we got some good stuff coming up. So we have tomorrow we have an actor by the name of Vernon Wells, who you may not know by name, but once you see him, you know who he is. He was in Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was in look up Vernon Wells. You see him? He was in the Apocalypse movie with Mel Gibson. What's that apocalyptic movie with Mel Gibson?
Oh, Mad Max.
One of the Mad Max movies he's in. You see him?
Yeah,
yeah. He's a big actor. Vernon Wells is coming up. He's got like a new funny Western coming out. So he's coming on. We have a musical group, Desi and Rick, this couple out of LA. They are a musical couple. They're phenomenal singers and musicians. Marsha Collier is going to pop in. Marsha is the online shopping expert. She's going to pop in with some last minute Valentine's Day tips.
Yeah.
And you, of course, will be crooning Valentine's Day songs, I believe.
Woo-hoo. Yes,
and
I will.
I think what we should do is we should replay Cupid, hold back your bow. Didn't we do that? And let straight to. I think we did that a long time ago. My love is hot.
Yeah, see if you can find it.
It was either that one or working my way back to you, babe, with a burning. We did that one, right?
I think so.
We did that one. Yeah. I can't even remember. Now, last week when we did the Bobby Darin song, did I play that on the air yet, or we just did that after the show?
Well, just to be sure.
Just to be sure, I may have to throw that up.
We may have to throw it up there.
Wow, what's this extra? Oh boy, I'll tell you, this thing throws in new items all the time that I never see. All right, so video file. What was it? Bobby Darin. What was the song?
Dream Lover.
Dream Lover. I don't have to dream alone. La 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 la. Dream Lover. I think I may have gotten rid of it, Philly Kid. You know what you do? Here's what you do. Sing a tune. You sing. I'll go grab it.
Okay, here we go. We'll sing a little. Baby, I need your loving. Got to have all your loving. Baby, I need your loving. Got to have all your loving. Although you're never near, your voice I often hear. Another day, yeah, another night, and I long to hold you tight, 'cause I'm so lonely, yeah. Some say it's a sign of weakness for a man to beg. Well, then weak, I'd rather be, if it means having you to keep. 'Cause lately, baby, I've been losing sleep. Now, baby, I need your loving. Got to have all your loving. Baby, I need your loving. Got to have all of your loving.
Here you go, Philly Kid.
All right.
Oh, yeah, Philly Kid, little dream lover now. Come on, Bobby Darin, give it up, huh? Every night I hope and pray a dream lover will come my way. A girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charms. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Na 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 na. Dream lover, where are you? With a love oh so true, and the hand that I can't hold to feel you near as I grow old. Because I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Be someday, I don't know how, I hope she'll hear my plea. Some way, I don't know how, she'll bring her love to me. Dream lover, until then I go to sleep and dream again. That's the only thing to do till all my lovers' dreams come true. Because I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Everybody join in now. Dream lover, until then I go to sleep and dream again. That's the only thing to do till all my lovers' dreams come true. Because I want a girl to call my own. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Philly, I think you're out of luck. Yeah, I think you're alone, my friend. I beg you, don't